You really can make good money thrifting. Let me show you how. Hello, my name is Margaret and welcome to my channel, Texas Gal Treasures. I'm a homeschooling reselling mom that sells things from thrift stores, garage sales, estate sales, places like that on eBay and Etsy to help support my family. And in this video, I'm going to give you 14 plus tips on how, when you go through a thrift store, what kinds of things you should be looking for, what kinds of things to keep in mind when you are looking at things that you might be able to pick up to flip and resell on eBay. And if you're new here, welcome. I'd love to have you subscribe. Go over there and hit that subscribe button and the bell next to it so you don't miss out on any content about reselling on eBay. I have a feeling some of you that are watching are already reselling on eBay, so go down there and leave an extra tip for everybody who's watching. Go down and check the comments section and find out the tips that other seasoned resellers are leaving in the comment section. They're always leaving great advice. I get good advice from them, and I think you will too. So check the comment section and leave a comment if you've got another tip for us. So the thrift store that I went to first was a Goodwill, and I noticed this really cute display of spring type items, and I spotted this really unique mushroom. I thought it was pretty cute. It was big, ceramic, so I thought I'd take a second to look it up. Now they charged me about $1.99 for this, $2, and I think I should be able to get probably around between $15 and $20 for it. So I did a search on Google for ceramic mushrooms, and I saw a few different ones, but the ones I was seeing here were a bit smaller, like 6 inches or so. And the one I picked up was more like 8 to 10 inches. It was on the larger side. So when I'm looking through eBay solds, I see that there are a couple of ceramic ones that have sold. Looks like a shaker over here, $15, $27. I'd have to do a little more digging, but I felt fairly confident that I'd be able to sell my mushroom for probably in that $15 to $20 range. The next thing I found was also a mushroom, but this one was made of glass. It was really cool and unique. They also charged me $1.99 for this one. My second tip is to look for quality. I don't very often see glass mushrooms, and this one looked like it was really nicely done, so I didn't have a problem picking it up. I couldn't quite remember if it was a fused glass or a millefiori glass, so I looked up a few different kinds, and I was looking at sold listings. These are some different glass mushrooms. Some of them are smaller than the one I've got, but I'm seeing anything from $15 and up. When I searched fused glass, it wasn't quite right. So I was doing a lot of searching for art glass, fused glass, even millefiori, which it looks like it might be a millefiori, but these are way, way, way more intricately created than the one I picked up. But I think I am in the right realm with this. However, some of these prices are crazy. So I will have to do a little more digging. See, this is like mine, kind of. That's selling for $48. So I could see my glass mushroom definitely selling for $40 or $50. My third tip for thrifting for profit is to look for things that are really popular. Game of Thrones was a really popular show, and it still is. So this is a board game that was they had for $4, and I think I'm going to be able to get probably at least 25 bucks for this. My next tip is to look for new and sealed stuff. This is a Minecraft toy. He's called the Vindicator. So here I've searched Minecraft Vindicator figure. Mine is still new in the package. I'm seeing a lot of 2 of those figures sold for $27. Best offer was accepted. But then there's another one similar that sold for $12. And I know I saw another one. Here we go. This one sold. This is the exact one that I found that sold for $19.99. It did have free shipping, but it probably cost maybe $4 or $5 to ship. So that's a really good profit. So looking for new and sealed is important, but that rolls into my next tip, and that is number 5, beware of taking your children. Your kids are with you, they might just snatch things right out of your hands because they love Minecraft. So looking through these games, let's see what we've got next. I am seeing a lot of different things. I try to take my time to see if I don't pass over anything, because I do start just kind of glazing over when I've got a lot of things in front of me. But my next tip Let's see, that looked like a new and sealed. No. I'm seeing Wonder Woman might have been cool to look up. If I missed anything, y'all let me know because I always miss stuff. So, looking up here, this looked interesting. My next tip, number 6, is to look for themed classic games like Operation, Monopoly, Sorry, all these different games that have got a theme like the one I just pulled out, but I didn't stop at. Here we go. Operation, this is a Despicable Me 2 Operation. Let me show you what eBay sold looks like for this game and other games that are theme type games like this. So here we've got Minions Operation. I could have put in Despicable Me 2 Operation, but they pulled up pretty much the same. And these are sold listings. And if you see, some of them are not selling that well. Like this whole game is selling for $2.99, $8.99 for this game, factory sealed. But if you scroll down here just a little bit, here we go. Here we've got these, just the pieces from the game. Despicable Me Operation Replacement Game Pieces, 11 pieces and 4 minions. So just the pieces might be worth selling by themselves without the whole rest of the game. And I know it might break your heart to pick apart the game because the game itself is not selling for that much, but the pieces are selling for about $10. So it might be worth your while to look at some of these games and think about harvesting them for their pieces. Plush can be fun. I just packaged up a few plush characters today. This isn't one of my planned tips, but if you see cartoon characters that are ones that are not like, Angry Birds ones that you might see all the time, but others, they might be worth picking up. Science kits too. I didn't end up getting this one because it wasn't really worth that much. Here's my next tip. There are brands, there are themes that are really good, like Peanuts, a lot of Disney stuff, but still look it up. My gut on this one was like, score, Peanuts. But this is one of those times that Peanuts really wasn't worth me picking it up. So I typed in Peanuts Dominoes and I looked at sold listings, and here I see the Great Pumpkin Charlie Brown Dominoes. Best offer was accepted, free shipping on that. It might have still been an okay pickup. I would have had to make sure that all of the dominoes were in there. But as you can see, there's only one sold of that. And then let's go look at the ones that are still up there. I guess I could type in Great Pumpkin. Let me do that real fast. Great Pumpkin to narrow it down. So I'm seeing, 14, which is still probably okay. If I picked it up for a buck or two, that might still be an okay profit. Maybe I was just looking at the wrong sold. Yeah, maybe because there was only one sold and I would have liked to see more sold on that item. It's worth looking up, even if you're sure that it's a good brand or a good theme. That's my tip. It's worth looking up. So moving through the Goodwill, I'm seeing some cool hard goods over here. I see this really cool fish bowl. And my next tip is to check things over for damage. I just loved that bowl, but then I saw that big chip in it, and I knew, man, I'm going to have a hard time selling that. So it was a bummer, but I had to leave it behind. So looking through, let me know if you see anything that looks amazing to you. I see some plates down here, and I also go for what catches your eye. Those plates caught my eye. They end up being Pier 1 plates. And I didn't look them up, and now I kind of wish I had. So I don't know why I didn't look them up. Maybe it's because they were $3.99 each, which they might still have been worth it. But I didn't look them up, and we'll just leave it at that. So looking along here, this blue, like patriotic looking, is that a cheese cover? Is there a base that was missing from that? I wasn't sure. Was it just supposed to be like that? Yeah, I wasn't sure about that one. So that bowl looks like a Mary Engelbright. That might have been okay. I'm telling you, sometimes when you start looking at everything, your eyes just start glazing over. So this is where I'm trying to pull back. When I do that, when I feel that way, I try to pull back. I thought this was a Le Creuset. That's another tip I hadn't written down, but try to get to know some brands, whether it's in the hard, like kitchenware or games. Try to familiarize yourself with some of the different brands that are out there. If this had been a Le Creuset, it probably would have been worth $40+, but it wasn't. And this is why I like having my kids come, because sometimes they catch things that I miss. And this is a Star Wars Darth Vader waffle maker. Let's go take a peek at what this bad boy's selling for. So here we have our Darth Vader waffle maker. Here's one that is pre-owned that sold for $27 with free shipping. Here's another one that sold for $29.40. That one was brand new. However, I don't see a box there. And again, I don't do auctions, so that one says one bid. So I'm seeing that there are some that have sold for $20+. So, I mean, here's one that was brand new, pre-owned though. Some of them were a little lower. There was a big range on those, but it still looked like it might have been a nice flip for $15, $20. Oh, there's another pot that has that same look as the Le Creuset, but no, it's not. But I definitely wanted to check it out. Not Le Creuset. Darn it. Let's keep looking. I see some cool stuff, but I'm just not so sure. And you guys know I love selling mugs, so definitely look at those mugs and see if you find anything unusual, things that have a good theme on them. This particular Goodwill, most of their mugs are fairly expensive. So I see some that are kind of fun, but then the price is just like, oh, $1.99, that's really cool. But you've got to think about that initial price in comparison to how much you're going to get back for it. So even though you see something and you think this mug would sell, it's pretty cute, that's fun. But for example, this Chick-fil-A mug would probably sell for, I don't know, $12, $15, but they want $6 for it. So you have got to consider, yeah, that might sell, but do you really want to pay $6? So tip number 11 is one that I kind of mentioned before, and this is the one where I talk about taking it slow. This is nice. They put that it was missing pieces. But especially when you're looking at a wall full of stuff, taking your time to really focus on each item. Because as I watched this back, I realized, wow, I missed that Deluxe Edition Scrabble. I didn't look up the other game that was channel surfing. I looked it up later. So taking the time to really slow down, like Fashion Press, I missed that. So yeah, slow down and look at these items. So that looks like it might be a vintage Monopoly, which vintage games can do fairly well depending on the game. Let's see. Nah, $5. Pass. And then this one, this is my next tip. Tip 12. There were a lot of puzzles here. There were a lot of cool puzzles here. My tip is beware of puzzles. If it is sealed, then go for it. If you're willing to put it together and make sure all the pieces are there, then go for it. And then sometimes when even if the boxes are open, I'll try to open the box and see if the puzzle bag is still like a new and sealed bag, or if it's loose in there, or if the pieces are in a Ziploc baggie. I don't like to take a chance. Like, here's this Game of Thrones puzzle, but I'm like, man, I'm not about to put together a 500-piece puzzle. I don't have time. Some people do, and they love it, and it's awesome, but I just couldn't. So next, my tip is beware of puzzles. Keep that in mind. They frequently have pieces missing. However, if I do see a Ravensburger puzzle, sometimes, like if it's a 100-piece puzzle, I'll just open the box and count out, just make sure there's 100 in there, because those ones can sell really well. So those I'll just count the pieces out. But I'm not going to sit and count to 300, 500, or whatever for some of these other puzzles. What have we here? Okay, DK Games. Is that what I was looking at? Oh no, this puzzle here. That was kind of a neat crystal puzzle game. And let's see if my next tip is about to come up. I think it is. More games. Aha. So here's my next tip. You see this human body one, which I haven't pulled out yet. That's something else. Never mind. Educational games, basically. This one is a cool scribble and play, but this is my next tip. Look at Lakeshore Games and Materials, which is this human body one. Lakeshore Educational Games. There's a few different brands that you could familiarize yourself with, but Lakeshore is a good one to know. That's a teacher supply store, and they sell games and manipulatives and all kinds of things like that. So let's take a look at this human body game. So here is the Lakeshore human body. Now, again, some of these look really low, like one bid. That means it was on auction. I don't do auctions. I sell things by it now. So there's a few other ones here. That's not the same item, but down here, there we go. So this one sold again on auction $12.95. Here's one that sold for $24.88. Again, that one was an auction game. This one sold for $18.99. So the prices are kind of up and down depending on if they were on auction or not, but keep that brand in mind, Lakeshore, because they make lots of different educational items and they can be worth a good amount of money. And tip number 14 is to make sure you're looking at the blankets and quilts. I found this handmade quilt for $17.99 and I sold it to a viewer for $200. So make sure you're looking at the blankets and quilts because there's a lot of money to be made there. Let me know if you got some good ideas from this video. I love to hear your feedback. Leave me a thumbs up if you found some use in this, and leave me a thumbs down and a comment letting me know what I could have done better, because I love your feedback. I'd love to be able to make my channel exactly what you need in your reselling journey. I hope to see you on the next one. Thanks so much. Bye.